You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, we're going to talk about Stephanie White. We got Amber Cox making comments about Stephanie White. We got Stephanie White sort of telling on herself here. I have not lost sight of the fact that when Caitlin Clark got injured, Stephanie White called it a, quote, blessing in disguise. I've also said that I believe if you gave Stephanie White truth serum, she would actually tell you she believes this team was better without Caitlin Clark. I believe that. And I felt that way for quite some time. I believe that she believes that Kelsey Mitchell is the superstar on this team. Now, Kelsey Mitchell is a very important piece. She's part of the big three. But there's only one Jordan-like generational talent on this team, and it's Caitlin Clark. The fact is, Kelsey Mitchell, Leah Boston, they were around before Caitlin showed up. And they got the number one overall pick to get Caitlin Clark. What does that tell you? Okay. I also believe part of Kelsey Mitchell's performance this year was the fact that Caitlin wasn't there to take some of those shots. The fact is, Kelsey Mitchell took some shots that would have been Caitlin's. Let's just be real. And because of that extra volume and the fact that she had to be the main offensive threat, it also caused it caused an explosion in her stats. I like Kelsey Mitchell. I'm not trying to dog out Kelsey Mitchell, but she's the clear number 2 option on this team. All right? And everything should run through Caitlin Clark. Now, I got to tell you, I'm not going nuts because other people notice this as well. All right, let me just scroll down here. So Stephanie White basically is saying this is Kelsey's team now. Wow. I mean, yeah. Just because Kelsey Mitchell's been in the league for 5+ years does not mean a team should be built around her. Kelsey's only a good finisher and a shooter. She's a below-average defender. The Fever should build around Caitlin Clark. Fever have Caitlin Clark under contract for 2 more years, so she is not a priority, is what Stephanie White just said. If this is true, then the whole Fever organization needs to change along with the coach. So look, I mean, honestly, so Stephanie White knows this is Caitlin Clark's franchise, but wants to build around Kelsey Mitchell. It sure explains a lot of the sabotaging. Build around Kelsey Mitchell. This is CC's team, a generational player. So a lot of people notice this. Listen to this.
And I guess with the offseason too, Amber mentioned in her exit interview that the number one priority was to land Kelsey in free agency again. Just how important was she to your team this year? How important has she been to the Fever? Obviously, the 8 years she's been with the franchise, and how badly do you want to keep her around?
I mean, yeah, she was the number one priority a year ago, and she's the number one priority this year. She's been so important. And, I said this last year, Kelsey deserves to go through this stage of her Indiana Fever career. She's been through sort of the worst of the worst, for lack of a better term, in and out of the building, growing pains with getting the organization back. You don't get back-to-back number 1 picks unless you've been at the bottom for a while, right? And she showed up like a pro every day, and she just continues to work and continues to grow, and she carried the franchise, and she carries the teams in different ways, and she deserves the opportunity to do that. I mean, it's close to home. For her, we love her. We want to continue to build, around her and continue for her to have success I thought she was so instrumental in everything that we did. You lose everybody that we lost, and Kelsey Mitchell just kept getting better and better and better as the year progressed. And I think that while it's hard to believe she's 8 years or whatever in this league, that there's still so much in her. And I tell her every day, like, I love being her coach, and I want to.
All right, that's enough. What is it with this rite of passage thing in the WNBA? Well, she's been around the league forever. Don't care. Okay, that's great. But Caitlin Clark is your generational talent. You just said on camera you want to build around Kelsey Mitchell? Really? All right. Wow. Oh, I seem to be under the remembrance that people said this was a conspiracy theory. No, that's Stephanie White is. I'm telling you right now, I believe Stephanie White believes Kelsey Mitchell's the best player on this team. That's on a team that's got Caitlin Clark on the team, on the roster. After watching what Caitlin Clark did as a rookie, everybody's went nuts for Kelsey Mitchell's season, and yeah, she's had a really good season. Caitlin Clark scored 19 points a game as a rookie. Set the record for assists and, threw in 5 rebounds. Kelsey Mitchell's a volume shooter and a damn good one. She's a dynamic shooter. She is. But Caitlin Clark's the playmaker. She is the playmaker. She's the generational talent. By the way, we're stuck with Stephanie White forever.
I cannot say enough good things about Stephanie White and her staff. What a tremendous job. And she deserves so much credit, and our staff deserves so much credit for being able to fold these players in really quickly. Again, from the time they arrive with film, to walking them through the playbook, to integrating, to talking to them during games. Steph is a master communicator. And I think one of her super skills is, to make everyone believe in the possibilities, even when times are tough. Every pregame, postgame speech, I'm ready to run through a wall, and I have nothing to do with it. So I think she is just an incredible motivator of people, incredible at X's and O's. Quite frankly, it is shocking to me that she did not end up on the Coach of the Year ballot with votes. I think what she did was a masterful job this season, and no disrespect to anyone in this league. We have tremendous coaches, but.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough of the glazing. Boy, in this league, the boxes and agenda, make sure they take care of their boxes and agenda, if you know what I mean. Oh, man. Hey, there's a scene in Deadpool and Wolverine where Deadpool tells Wolverine that Disney's going to have him in movies till you're 90. The Indiana Fever's going to have Stephanie White coaching this team till she's 90. Wow. I got to tell you, I guess we view things differently for all the people. Oh, but look what she did with all the talent that the WNBA clearly misjudged, that was on the not signed and on a roster. The one thing I have figured out about the WNBA very quickly, within a month, they are shitty when it comes to evaluating players. They're terrible. The Indiana Fever signed players that should have most definitely already been on squads. There's not a team. You're trying to tell me Ari McDonald, Ozzie Sims, all these players, Ariel Powers, Shea Pett, you're trying to tell me those players shouldn't have already been on a squad somewhere. Look at the Chicago Sky. You could argue all 3 or 4 of those players should have been on that team, devoid of talent. The Connecticut Sun, devoid of talent. Again, clearly this league doesn't evaluate talent very well. It could be very well they signed some, at least a couple of players that could have been starting on some teams. Oh, but the Glaze is supposed to be, oh, look what she did with all these players. Okay. I mean, that's fine. We're going to build around Kelsey Mitchell. Again, I like Kelsey Mitchell. I'm not trying to dog out Kelsey Mitchell. All right. But look, she's Scotty to Michael. All right. That's all there is to it. She's Scotty to Michael. She's Edelman to Brady. Okay. I mean, if you want it, maybe Gronk, but not Brady. But not Brady. I mean, look, she's Paulie O'Neill. She's not Jeter. Okay? I'm just trying to put this into perspective. She's Phil. She's not Tiger. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.